Respected audience who are participating from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, and other parts of the world, I take this opportunity to welcome you in this free webinar series of MindMapper Bangladesh. This is Mohammad Shahriar Firdaus. I'm the head of operations for MindMapper Bangladesh. Tonight, we have with us one of the most sought corporate trainer and coach in Bangladesh and South Asian region, none other than Mr. Ejazur Rahman with us, who after completing over 16 years of corporate experience in reputed MNCs and large corporate houses, has dedicated his energy in shaping up people's mind and to support them to achieve their goals. So he has, in the last 10 years, served for 350 organizations and trained over 19,000 people so far. So this year, MindMapper is celebrating 10 years of its successful journey with the theme of celebrating partnership. As a way of expressing gratitude to our large clientele, we have started offering several gifts to our existing potential clients and guests. Today's webinar series is one of the such gift. Recently, we had conducted an online poll identifying which of the three most beneficial signature program would be effective for the people. And thank you for participating on the online poll wholeheartedly. And as a initiative, we have already conducted last 2 weeks on the selected topics this webinar series, and tonight this is the final one, personal excellence. So we hope all of you, like us from MindMapper, you are ready to take this benefit from this webinar and implement in your life. So we will be inviting Mr. Ejazur Rahman anytime soon. So meanwhile, I would request you to take a notepad and a pen with you, which you will find beneficial during the webinar. I wish each of you who has already joined and will be joining to take this learning opportunity and implement in your life, and also to help others implement in their life by sharing this live webinar to your Facebook page or any other groups you belong. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Ejazur Rahman.
Good evening, Assalamu alaikum and Shubho Shondha, dear ladies and gentlemen. Super excited to be here, and I'm much grateful that you have accepted me one more time coming in front of you and serving you. This is a giving session, as Mr. Shahriar was mentioning, as far as MindMapper is concerned. We are so blessed that we had over 350 customers that we have served in the course of last 10 years, close to 10 years really. And as I mentioned, we are very excited this year that this is our 10th year, and together you have helped us to become successful, achieve great heights in life, personal life and professional life. So here is our opportunity to do something valuable for you. I hope you're equally excited, people who are joining from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, Australia, US, and I don't know what other parts people are participating from. We have received so many inquiries, and that gave us so much more encouragement to be here tonight and help you with the last of the 3 free webinars that we have done. Those of you who joined the Leadership for Growth as the first webinar, the second one was Negotiation Mastery, and tonight is Personal Excellence. You'll find a lot of connection from the last 2, so hopefully you have finished watching those before. So tonight is a special night because it talks about me, myself, and I. How do I change to change the world? If you're ready, put it on the comment and say I'm ready. And one more request, those of you who are listening, if you are from Bangladesh, please write your organization's name in the comment. And if you're not from Bangladesh, please write your country's name in the comment so we know who are participating and from where we are participating. As you have seen in the last 2 webinars, the process that we would follow in about half an hour's time, after the first 30 minutes are over, we'll be looking at a summary question from all the comments that you make and some inquiries that you may have made. And I'll try to respond as many as I can. And then after 1 hour, one more time, and before we finish. So thrice we'll be looking at your inquiries. So please feel free to keep putting your inquiries in the comment box. So before we begin, let's all first express the gratitude that we're still alive. I'm particularly very, very grateful to the creator of this world, to the Almighty, to the Lord, to the God, whoever we call, whatever we call, that so many people are dying every night, every day, every 24 hours. It's so pathetic to see and reflect on the numbers. So it's a matter of great sense of gratitude that we can live in every single night, every single day, that we have been still kept alive to make an impact in this world. Let me know if you are ready after this learning to make a better impact in this world. So 2 things I want you to write to begin with. 1, from where you are participating. If you're a student, you can write student. You can't write an organization's name. If you're a working employee or your own organization that you're serving, please write down your organization's name on the comment. And those who are participating from outside Bangladesh, please write the country's name. Yeah, so please keep doing that. I'll be watching who's doing what, who is writing. I'm super excited being here with you. Excellent. So some are even writing the entire title of the organization, which is awesome. Yeah, please keep writing and let me know if you're equally excited. And if you're committed that after this session, you're happy to make a better impact in this world. I also want that commitment from you to begin with. Yeah, our friends from Bangla Link are coming in. What is it? A lot of, I will read out the names. Baraka Group, then I've seen Munshi Group, Bangla Link, awesome. Yeah, great number from Bangla Link, Brak, Arong. Elite Paint. Awesome. Keep writing. And those of you who have written your organization's name, I also want you to write that I am committed. So as I finish this session tonight, and I've attended the 2 others in the leadership series, the first one was Leadership for Growth, and the next one was Negotiation Mastery. And tonight, after I finish this personal excellence, I am committed to improve my life and make a better impact in this world. Yeah, keep writing. I'll give you maybe 30 more seconds. This will give us a good feeling about from where you're participating. So you can remain a little sensitive about the culture as well, and probably pick some relevant examples from different parts of the world. Excellent. Yeah, please help us to know you. Let me use my glasses one more time. Community Development Center. Awesome. Very soon, as you know that you have joined in the 2 other webinars with us, very soon we'll start priming ourselves, which means setting ourselves to a state which will be giving us the right level of mental state or emotional state to absorb better in this training. So when I invite you to stand up, I'm actually standing, as you can see. When I invite you to stand up, I want you to go a little away from the computer and make sure that the sound is on so you can hear the music that I'll be playing, because we'll do a little gratitude session to begin with so that we all set a different mindset for absorbing what we'll discuss tonight together in personal excellence. If you're ready, if I may invite you to please stand up, make sure your sound is on. If you have been using a earphone, you can have it if the length of the wire is long. If not, just unplug it, make sure the sound is on so that you can hear the sound. Right, so as you step back a little bit from the table and make sure the sound is loud in your computer, I can hear that. I want you to do a little breathing first, a long breathe in, hold it, hold it, hold it, and breathe out long. So inhale, hold on, hold on, hold on, and exhale. One more time. Inhale, 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 inhale. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. And slowly exhale. One more time. Breathe in, In. Hold on. Keep holding on. Hold on. Hold on. And breathe out. Awesome. Just relax your hands. Now put your two hands on your heart. Make sure you know where exactly your heart is. And please close your eyes. Please close your eyes. As you close your eyes, I want you to think of the three best human in your life. Three person who contribute the best in your life. It could be your parents, your siblings, your friends, your teacher, a colleague or a boss or someone else in the community. And as you think of them, feel the sense of gratitude in you, that you feel so blessed that those great humans contribute in your life. I now want you to think of three best achievements in your life. Maybe the day you got graduated, or the day of your convocation, or the day you got married to the person you like, or the day you became a father or a mother, or the day you got your first job. Anything that you feel accomplished about, anything that you feel great about. Feel that moment and feel a great sense of gratitude in you. That those moments, those humans have made you feel great in your life. So feel the gratitude excessively. Be thankful. Say thank you to the Almighty. Say thank you to the Creator of this world. I now want you to thank the Creator Himself for keeping you and I alive tonight and bringing us here for a good cause, that we want to improve ourselves and make a better impact in the world. Think of your beautiful eyes, which lets you see all the awesome things in this world. Thank your two hands, which lets you do all the great works that you do. Thank your two legs that takes you to places. And thank your heart, which unconditionally pumps for over 100,000 times every day and keep you going. Say thank you, and thank you. Say it from the deep of your heart. One more time, feel that great type of gratitude, great sense of gratitude inside your mind for all the great things that happens in this world. And feel the kindness in you for all the people who need your kindness, who need your support. Every human in all parts of the world. Feel that great sense of kindness and affection. Request the Almighty, request the Creator or the God to take your love and affection and give it to those people who need. And feel that great sense of giving. One more time, thank all the parts of your body, thank the Creator, thank the sense of greatness, because you have those great humans in your life, and those great incidences in your life. Every moment when you think of those, you feel excited about life, you feel positive about life. One more time, thank your heart deeply. So thank you, and thank you. Slowly remove your hand. Open your eyes. And welcome back. Breathe normal, take a breathe. Breathe in, hold it and breathe out, relax. I want to know how do you feel now. Please let me know how you feel. At least some of you, quickly. How do you feel now after the gratitude session? I'm feeling awesome because I did it with you. Yeah, let me know how you feel. Feeling better? Fresh and relaxed? Wonderful. It's good and blessed. Yeah, a few more. Rahim, great you, great. Sabia, I'm doing great. Awesome. Motivated. All right, beautiful. Now, As we talk about personal excellence tonight, we'll be also talking about this priming thing, which is so important in our lives. Just bear with me for that. So we have about 3 sections, and I have an excellent surprise for you, which will also happen in about 10 minutes time from now. So bear with me. Allow me to let you know when that surprise comes. So let's look at the screen now. And I've prepared a small presentation so you can follow. I hope you have got a pen and paper with you, right? If you're ready, let's begin. Those are the 3 things that Mr. Shaya was mentioning, that we ran a poll, and you are the ones who voted for these 3, and we are so grateful that you did so. All right, let's talk a little bit about what excellence is. We are talking about personal excellence. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. It's by Confucius. So you've got to hold a great will inside you, a burning desire to succeed, and the urge to reach your full potential. How many of you think you have that? Be honest. The will to win, the desire to succeed, and the urge to reach your full potential. And if you have that, you already have the keys to unlock the doors to personal excellence. So if you have it already, let me know. Just write, yes, I have. If you recall, I shared this in the leadership training from one of the gurus that we follow. And after the quick session on gratitude, I also need to express my gratitude to 4 or 5 people from whom I have taken these contents for tonight, because these are all researched, these are all practiced, these are all proven. So there was no point reinventing the wheel again. So, and I follow a few people. I must take their names because we have been using their the learning from them. Tony Robbins is of course at the top. Robin Sharma, Simon Sinek, Jim Rohn, and all those great people. So this one is from Tony Robbins, which I share on the leadership training. It's your decision that shapes your destiny, not your conditions. How many of you accept that? Say aye. If you accept that it's your decision that changes everything in life, it doesn't matter what's your prevailing condition, whether you're born in a poor family or a rich family, whether you're from Bangladesh or elsewhere, it really doesn't matter. What really matters is what decision you make. So if you think you accept this, say aye. That's your decision that shape your destiny, not your conditions. Yeah, I want to see a good number of aye before I move on, because this is very, very critical to know, because everything that we're going to talk about tonight is not about the condition that you belong. It's about the decisions that you can make to achieve personal excellence in your life. So please write if you agree with Tony Robbins, and I definitely agree, because I don't put in anything in front of my audience unless I agree to it, and I leave that. It's our decision that shapes our destiny, not the conditions. Awesome. I want to see a few more quick responses. Let's remain engaged. I love you all because I find you quite engaged. Beautiful. Yeah, please remain engaged so that we can effectively and jointly, run this session. Awesome. Moving on. Let's see if you can relate this. As I live in a beautiful state every day, I will see the world as a place of possibility, see more potential in all I know and I get to know. Let me repeat. As I live in a beautiful state every day, I will see the world as a place of possibility, see more potential in all I know and I get to know. Let me quickly take an opportunity to explain. How many of you wake up in the morning undecided about the day? You feel tired, rush, get a shower perhaps, get dressed, swallow a coffee or a tea, run for the job, go and sit in front of the computer and feel devastated. How many of you have that scenario almost every day in your life? Please say aye. The one that I just explained, that you wake up unmotivated, not sure about the priorities of the day, don't have the right physical or mental state, to really remain fully charged, fully motivated, passionate about the day, and fully focused. If that matches with you, say aye. If you face that on and on every day, please say aye. Yeah, let's be honest, because the more we are honest with ourselves, the more improvements we can make. I know that a good number of students are also participating tonight, I've been told. So students, be honest. If you think you spend a lot of lazy time, unfocused, say aye, that I'm also one of those that I get up in the morning, undecided, not motivated for life, not knowing the priorities of life. So I move in a very lousy mood, right? Please say aye if you agree it matches me. It matches you. Awesome. So instead, as I get up in the morning, if I spend, there are a lot of philosophies in this, different schools of thoughts. Some suggest an interesting one. I think Robin Sharma suggests 90, 90, and 1. What he says is, for the next 90 days, first 90 minutes of your day, you spend doing this particular thing. You just prime yourself, set yourself, focus yourself. What Tony Robbins suggests is just about 10 minutes, that you spend 3 minutes in expressing your gratitude, 3 minutes praying, and 3 minutes focusing on your priorities. So roughly about 10 minutes every day. Now imagine if you get up in the morning, and once you focus on the purpose of your life and you express the gratitude that, wow, I'm alive today, I love myself, I love what I do, and today I'm going to make a difference in this world. Now you tell me, this versus the scenario that I was explaining before, that you wake up broken, undecided, unfocused, which scenario will help you to see more possibilities in life and go far in life? Scenario 1 or the scenario that I explained later? When you get up fully charged, focused, that one? Or when you get up broken, unfocused, which one? Which one will take you farther in your life? A or B? Focused or unfocused? If you just write that, I'll be happy and I'll understand. You get up focused, get up fully charged, fully know your priorities for the day. Will that help you? Will that mental state and physical state help you to go far in your life? Or when you wake up undecided, that will help you to go far in your life? Please let me know. Let me read your responses again. Okay, I suppose those of you who are writing B and scenario 2 means that I get up in the morning, fully knowing my priorities for the day, fully motivated because I'm alive and fully focused, and feel the energy, feel the gratitude. Awesome. I think every one of you got it. Please give yourselves a hand. Let's have a virtual clap. Give yourselves a hand, everyone. Please clap and join me, because it's very important, even though I'm not seeing you, it's very important what you do with your physiology as you go through the session. I'll talk about that in a while. So we all agree that as I live in a beautiful state, if the state of my mind is beautiful every day, I will see the world as a place of possibility. Everything that happens with me, I will see possibility in it. And I'll see more potential in all I know and I get to know going forward. Awesome learning, isn't it? Moving on. This is from the famous leadership guru today, John C. Maxwell. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. Example, if you are late in this pandemic, if you're growing a new habit, that you're getting up late every single day and that forms a new signal in your brain as a new habit, and you retain that in your life when the pandemic is over, you become a lazy person. And unless you change that habit, you will never be able to change your life. So for you to change your life, you have to change things that you do on a daily basis. We are mostly driven by the habits that we hold, right? And habits are nothing but something that we practice on a long term. Yeah, when we practice something for a long term, it creates a new habit in us. So the secret to success is found in your daily routine. If your daily routine is a productive routine, you will have a productive life. As simple as that. If your daily routine is lousy, unfocused, unclear, cluttered, that's how your life will become. So let's accept that fact, gentlemen and ladies, that for me to change my life, I got to change what I do on a daily basis. If I behave like a very organized person on a daily basis. I have a very structured way of looking at my day. That's the way my life will become, right? I'm not sure what this one is. Okay, moving on. So how many of you, based on the prelude that I have just given, are willing to step up from your life? Go to the next level. Do something to go to the next level. How many of you are willing to change the things that are unproductive in your life right from tonight, not from even tomorrow? And you really want to step up in your life, take your life to the next level. If you agree to do it, you should be most welcome in this session. If you think the life is already at its best, there's no room for improvement, you're probably in a wrong you're probably at a wrong session with me tonight. So how many of you would agree that you want to step up? Say aye if you agree. I want to see a lot of aye in it. I want to see a great enthusiasm and everyone confirming that I want to step up. I want to go to the next level. Yeah, let me see a lot more responses, quick ones. I want to step up. Yes, I. Keep writing I, my friends from Bangladesh and abroad. Those of you who wish to step up in your life, please say I. Amazing. Meantime, as Mr. Sharia was mentioning, the best attitude is attitude of gratitude. You're alive, you're watching this, you're benefiting. So, express or let other people also benefit from this. Please keep sharing the video in the pages and the groups that you belong, also in your timeline, so that other people can also feel the benefit and you get that blessings in you, right? That you're helping others to grow. So those of you who have not shared, please share it in your timeline, share it in the groups where you belong. Let the whole world get benefited with this. Awesome. Thank you very much for the feedback. Looks like everyone is focused. Everyone who are listening and viewing are happy to step up. So advance congratulations to each one of you. If you have the pen and paper with you already, I want you to write this down. What does, sorry, it should be an, not an. What does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? You decided, you agreed that you will step up. So please write this question. What does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? So you wanted to become extraordinary. What does that look like? Please write the question and write a few words underneath, which will tell you how it actually looks like. Write it down in your notebook, not on the comments. What does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? Because you decided to go to the next level, you wanted to step up, and I congratulated you for that in advance. Now I want to know from you, and you find that answer for yourself. You don't have to share it with me. Write it down on your notebook. What does extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? Write the next question once you have answered the first one. And as I mentioned, you don't have to write it on the comment for public. You write it on your notebook. Second one, what is preventing you from making it happen? So the first question was, what does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? And the second one is, what's holding you back? What is preventing you from making that extraordinary life happen? You have to be a little fast so that we can save time and share a lot of things. And as I said, we have an exciting surprise as well waiting for us. So what's preventing you from making it happen? Write a few answers as well. Write a few answers. Write a few answers. All right, so the first question, those of you who missed, was, what does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? Because you decided to step up after all the great learning. And the second one is, what is stopping you from making it happen? Right? Why are you not doing it anyway? Why are you not achieving it anyway? Number 3, for you to go to the next level, to that extraordinary life, what needs to shift? What has to change in your life? Is it your daily habits? Is it your job? Is it your focus on life? Is it more learning? Is it the relationship, advancement, or whatever? Find out what needs to shift and what actions can you take to change it. So if you know that there are reasons for which you are unable to make the shift today, right? You decide what are the shifts you have to make to go to the next level and put down some actions that you want to take to change it. I hope you're through with this, the number 3 as well. Moving on with the last question before I proceed to the next section. What are 2 of your most stressful thoughts that comes regularly in your head? And what triggers those thoughts? What are the most stressful thoughts? Whenever you think of, whenever that thought comes to your head, you feel bad about it, you feel sad about it, you feel stressed about it. And figure out what triggers those type of thoughts. Is it by the look of somebody? Is it by being with somebody? Is it by being in an environment? What triggers that thought? For example, those of you who are students, is it the thinking that, oh, I have to study 1 more hour? Does that, put you off? Does that bring stress? Or is it like, oh, I have to get up at 8 and move and rush for the office? Is it the office that brings? Is it the thoughts of your office that bring stress in your mind? So write down 2 most stressful thoughts that comes quite regularly in your mind, and also write down what triggers that thought. Those of you who are writing in local language is perfectly all right because you're writing it for yourself. Write it in Bangla, Sinhalese, Hindi, English, or any other language that you're used to. So before I move out from this, because we'll try to find answers for all these during tonight's session, first one I asked is, what does it take to achieve that extraordinary life, to go to the next level? Number 2, what is preventing us from making it happen now? Number 3, what needs to shift in our life? What actions can I take to change it? And number 4, what are the 2 of the most stressful thoughts that comes quite regularly in me and holds me back, puts me down, keeps pressure on me, and also what triggers those thoughts? If you're done with it, say, I am done. A few comments, please, quickly. Say you are done very quickly. You've got a lot more to finish. So what we are trying to do at this initial stage is that we are trying to ensure the first level of advancing towards personal excellence. And I'm making myself aware what my life is now. What's the definition of an extraordinary life to me? And I also know why I'm not there. And I'm also taking responsibility that I'll have to take steps to go to the next level. So if you're done, yeah, I can see many people are done. Awesome. I'm planfully going a little slow so that you can write. Now, for this section, before everything else that comes to our life, for an extraordinary life, for a purpose-driven life, for a fulfilling life, the first thing that you should decide is the reason for your existence. Yeah, I'll have a special guest coming in very soon, and we'll listen to him for about 5 minutes or so, and once he is done, we'll go back. But I really want you to pay attention. Someone very special is coming in. Sorry. So please pay attention. This is an interesting session for you. A very important person is expected to come in. Let's see, our moderators could put him on the screen. Please welcome the very special gentleman. Oh, yes, I can see him. It's Mr. Ghulam Samdani Don, one of the most sought trainers of Bangladesh tonight, is here with us to grace us. Don, I'm so happy that you joined. Thank you very much for joining. And we are here. Over to you for next 5 minutes or so. Please take us through, and anything else that you want to add with it. With regard to living life with a purpose. Over to you, Don. Okay, and audience, please keep your notebook ready. Make sure you do a proper recording because we'll use this piece of information as we proceed with the rest of the presentation tonight. Over to you, Don. Thank you.
First of all, Ejazur Bhai, thank you so much for having me in this wonderful webinar. It's such an honor and such a pleasure to be here, to be hosted by MindMapper. And I've been always a big supporter, a very big fan of you. and we have been to Tony Robbins together. We have recently done a webinar together. I mean, we go with each other, bro. And I'm so happy, to be here to be able to do this with you. So, assalamu alaikum to all the wonderful people. I was seeing we were having a lot of people, watching us, over 400 people. So it an amazing opportunity.
Just to keep you informed on, we actually have a lot of foreign participants from outside Bangladesh. So
Oh,
keep
okay.
them in
So
mind as well.
yeah. So it's great that we have expat and international participants. It's really more inspiring. So what Ejazur was saying was that the reason of our existence. I mean, when we went to Tony Robbins and whenever we listen to any global guru, worldwide guru, the first thing they would always ask is, "What is your purpose?" Right? Ejazur, they'll always ask, "What is your purpose? Why are you here? What changes do you want to bring? Who do you want to impact? Why are you in this world?" Right? Now, we as trainers and the people who support our work, we believe that we all deserve an extraordinary life. Now, the definition of extraordinary, the definition of great success might be different from people to people, but we all deserve a great life. Okay. So, in order to make it very easy for you and not to waste time, I'm going to share my screen and show you something very, very interesting that, I'm pretty sure you would benefit from it. Let me see if the screen is shared. Can you, admin, can you put it on the screen? Yes. So basically, very recently, I have launched a HR company called Ikigai. Everybody knows about it, and we were talking that what does this mean? So if you look at this very carefully, and don't try to read it yourself, let me explain it to you first, and then you can read it yourself. In life, there would be 4 different pillars, or quadrants, or circle, or however you want to put it. The first pillar is something that we love, right? It is something that we love. Do you love public speaking? Do you love talking to people? Do you love traveling? Do you love to create an impact? The second pillar is something that you're good at. If you only love, that's not good enough. Passion alone cannot, make the hunger go away. You have to be really, really great in your work. When I wanted to study media studies and journalism, my Dhakaiya father told me that, Don, why would you study media studies and journalism? Go and study BBA. I told him, no, I want to study this because I think communication is something really cool and I'm very good at it and I really want to do it, right? And then he told me, okay, son, no matter what you become in life, try to become the very best of it. Even if you become like a muchi, what's the English of muchi, Rajbhai? The person who makes shoes, right?
Cobbler.
Cobbler, yeah. Even if you become a cobbler, try to become a bata or an apex, the best in the world, in the country. So you have to be really, really good at the thing that you do. The third quadrant, which many of us do not understand or which we don't believe, is a sustainable source of income. That is, you can see it's the cyan color, the light blue. That is something that you are paid for, something that you are paid for, right? You must make money and you must sustain. If you don't make money, you cannot help yourself, let alone helping others. So you have to make money, you have to be self-sustainable. And the fourth and the final thing is, it is also something that the world needs. It is also something that the world needs. Okay, so if you combine all of it, what you get is Ikigai, which is a combination of something that you love, something that you're also great at, something that you are paid for, because you need to make money to sustain, and only then you can help others, right? When an aeroplane crashes, what do people say? Put the oxygen mask on your face first, right? And then you help the other person. Because if you yourself do not survive, how the hell will you help others? And the fourth and the final thing is it something that the world needs? Now, what I believe, the kind of work me and Ejazur Bhai we do, we were having a coffee one day in Florentine, and I remember we were discussing that the work we do is kind of like an ibadat. In Bangla, we say ibadat, which means something like serving of God, that we are helping other people become more successful. We're helping other people to grow, right? So it is only because that we are not only earning money, but we are also giving back to the society. We are also helping the world, because training and development, learning and development is something that we all need. Learning and development is something that we all need, right? So, if I ask myself personally, my purpose of life is to help millions of Bangladeshis improve their lives through the power of learning and development. I had put up a Facebook status, I think 2 3 years ago, writing this, that my purpose is to help millions of other people improve their lives. Then the only one thing that I want to do is through the power of learning and development. That is my purpose. And that's why everything I do, like this training, like today I'm tired, I took a 4 hour public speaking and presentation class today, and then had iftar, and now this, and then I have my every night live at 10 o'clock. And Polok sir is coming tonight, our minister, ICT minister. But still, I'm here. Why am I here? Am I getting paid? I'm not getting paid. I am here because absolutely Ejaz Bhai has asked me to be here. He has given me the honor and the privilege. But most importantly, I am here to add value to your life, so that even if only 1%, I'm not even saying 1%, I'm saying even 1% sees the Ikigai and realizes something good, realizes something meaningful, that would give me so much pleasure. So I don't want to talk more. This is all I wanted to say. If you can, admin, if you can put the screen again. Yeah. So just to let you know, your success would depend on these 4 things. The work that you do, it can be anything, but you must be passionate about it. You must be extraordinarily good at it. You must have a sustainable source of income from it, or else it will not sustain. You will fail, and it must be something that the world needs. If you can combine all of it, it doesn't need to be 100%. It doesn't need to be perfect, but মোটামুটি যদি কোনো রকম combine করেন, even if you can combine it, somehow, some way, then you will get ultimate success, and you will get a meaningful life. Thank you. You can put it away. Ejaz bhai, the thing that you said at the very beginning, it's so important, right? To be content. To be content. It's so important to, have a meaningful life. And I think by following the Ikigai, we can have a meaningful life. Thank you.
Don, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for your time. I know that you had a busy day, but and wonderfully explained. I'm sure the audience have benefited from this, and gratitude from each one of us who are participating tonight for your precious time and the learning that you shared. You can probably see one slide that I just want to add at the end of your talk and see if this becomes meaningful to you as well. Because most of my leadership session has a section on purpose of living. And I discovered this, I don't know who created this, I could not find the name, I wish I could, but this is so simple. And it really talks about the purpose of life in such a simple way. I can't explain much, and I can't explain more. On the left-hand circle is find your gift, which means we all are gifted. Remember Don was talking about your gift and what you're passionate about? So that's on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is how you share it with the whole world, how you share your gift with others. And where these two coincide is your purpose of living. Practically, the 4 things that you have seen in Ikigai are also summarized here. Find your gift, share your gift. So Don, one more time, thank you very much for your time. And we'll move on to the next presentation. Please give a big hand for Mr. Ghulam Samdani Don for his precious time with us. Now, I want to know from you, I want to hear from you if it is going well so far, if life is good, you're enjoying and you're learning. If you're growing, just write, I'm growing. In this learning session, if you're growing, please write it down that you're growing, everyone. Please write down that I'm growing. I want you to grow, because growth means happiness. I want you to be happy. Please write down if you're growing in this session. Awesome. If you have any people around you at home, you can give a high five. You can give a high five to that person. Give a high five and share your joy and say, I'm growing. Yeah, share the joy. When you share it, it increases. Yeah, please write down, I'm growing, if you think you're actually growing in this session. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, and so far, if you have any questions, please write it on the comment, and our team will collate that and pass it to me. Moving on to the next part. So to summarize things that we have shared so far is we need to find our purpose, define our strategy, and take massive action. So the middle part and the next part will be also covered in the next part of the discussion. So stay tuned and stay hungry. This is from Tony, my favorite. We call it the driving force, the science of momentum. This talks about 5 interesting, forces and 5 steps related to that to get into the momentum of, the drive. The momentum is life, right? When it is standing still, it's not life, you're dead. So most people, the reason they don't achieve much success is because they fail to achieve their goals in life for one simple reason, that they never take the first steps. And there are 5 simple steps to tap into the power of momentum in life. So this is what we're going to discuss now. Have your pen and paper ready. The driving force, the science of momentum. Please get ready. The first step is putting yourself in a peak state. Now, please look at me, look at my body language, look at my attire, look at my facial expressions, my body language and everything. Do I look like a loser or a sad person, unfocused, not so happy standing here? Or I'm dressed well, I'm ready to deliver, I'm excited to be with you? Which one? The second one, perhaps, right? That's what I'm trying to portray. So if I put myself into the peak state of performance, my body as well as my mind, and the reason I'm standing is also for that. And I feel that when I'm standing, I feel more energized than when I'm sitting. So step 1 is putting yourself in a peak state. I'm going to explain these 5 steps in a while. So just write down the steps for now. Step 2 is find your passion, what you really love doing. And of course, for passion, I have a very ordinary definition. I'm not sure if it is from Simon Sinek or someone else, probably Simon, that the difference between stress and passion is pretty simple. Stress is when you really work hard, but you don't love what you do. And passion is when you work hard, but you love what you do. So the second step is finding your passion to get into the momentum. Step 3 is decide, commit, and resolve. So we'll talk about each of these in a while. Step 4 is take immediate, intelligent, and consistent, massive action. Big actions, not small actions, to change life fully, to alter life fully. And the 5th one, be smart. And I'll explain in a while what being smart really means here. Right? So 5 steps. Soon you are done. Please write in the comments that you are done. Put yourself in a peak state. Find your passion. Decide, commit, and resolve. Take immediate, intelligent, consistent, and massive action. And finally, be smart. This is the driving force, the science of momentum. How you keep a momentum in your life, how you keep it moving towards the north, not towards the south, right? And the north is what we have already decided. You found your purpose already, took a draft. I hope some of you have made a draft of your purpose tonight. And in the middle, there are these 5 forces, which are related to these 5 steps: emotions, concentration of power, modeling, synergy, and the environment. And we'll talk about each of these as we progress. If you are done writing about the 5 steps, please mention that done so I can proceed. Yeah, I can see some are very attentive listeners, progressing pretty fast with the same pace. Awesome. Awesome. Very good. So I have to assume that it's done. Those of you who may have missed 1 or 2 words, the video will be there. You can follow afterwards. So let us proceed. The first one, putting yourself in a peak state for peak performance. And as you can see, the 2 words underneath called physiology and focus. Now, I will just finish it very quickly. Physiology is related to body. What I do with my body, how I dress, how I stand, how I walk, how I talk, how I breathe. Everything is physiology. If I walk like a broken human, I also feel like a broken human. So when I communicate, it's also broken. So for me to make an impact, full communication, when I'm dealing with others, here's my suggestion. Think like a leader, walk like a leader, talk like a leader, and act like a leader. One more time. Think like a leader, walk like a leader, talk like a leader and act like a leader. So your physiology should be a high energy physiology, right? It should not be a low energy physiology. You should not walk and talk and think and act in a way that people feel frustrated when they be with you, right? When they are with you. And the second one is focus. I remember mentioning this in the leadership session, but I don't mind sharing it again. I so much love it. Where the focus goes, energy flows. So for you to remain at the peak state of your life, you need to focus on the right things. For example, if you're a student, if you're focusing on being lazy, dodging the classes, taking unnecessary amount of nap, right? Or spending excessive amount of time on video games, that's your focus. You feel excited about that. But because you have given a wrong focus in your studies, you'll never feel excited about it. For those of us who work in the corporate world, if you take the job as a job versus if you take the job as an opportunity to grow, learn new things, contribute, then you remain in a different state of your mind and you grow every single day. Every opportunity that comes to you, you feel excited about it. You know that this is another opportunity for you to learn, grow, and contribute. So the first step in getting into the momentum is putting yourself in a peak state. Talking about Tony Robbins, the #1 trainer and coach in our line in the world, he actually has a great priming session every time before he faces the audience. He jumps, he does some specific exercises to push his mind at a peak state before he gets into the stage. Imagine if I'm not doing anything with my body and mind, if I'm going from a stressful, whatever work environment or, environment at home, if I'm going and facing an audience, you'll get to see that in me, right? So even before tonight, before I stood up in front of the camera, I had to do a priming for myself, getting myself to a peak state so that I can perform at the best. I hope it is making sense to you. I'll explain a little bit more on this. So 3 things that works as a source of all emotion. 2 I have already mentioned. 1 is physiology. You need to create a pattern of physiology. It's not something that you do once, It has to be a pattern. You should always walk like, think like, act like, talk like a leader. Create that pattern. Second one is a pattern of focus. You will definitely see people, I'm actually one like that everything that happens in life, I somehow try and find a positive meaning of that. Everything that happens, I'm so grateful to the Almighty that I have, cultured that inside me. No matter what, I see something positive in it because I want to see, because my focus is to find positive. My focus is not to find negative. Third one, of course, which was not covered in the previous slide, which brings the right focus and creates the right emotion or right meaning for life, is a pattern of language or meaning. The type of word that you use. Everything is going good in life and someone asks you, how is it going? You say, okay, all right, just like yesterday. Imagine if you just change that and say, I'm doing awesome. It's fantastic. I feel so great that I'm healthy. I'm having good food at home. I'm having great time with family during this pandemic. I'm learning new stuff. I'm growing every single day. When the whole world is suffering, I feel so privileged that I'm actually growing every day. What will happen to your emotion? Positive, right? So 3 things that together creates our emotion and meaningful life. Excuse me. So a pattern of physiology, a pattern of focus where we focus, and thirdly, the type of language or word we use. I hope you're finding it useful. And here's a great example that Tony uses. A survey was conducted, and really it was a physical exercise to really assess how an environment also does priming, how an environment also helps us to get to a peak state in life. You can see 2 glasses on the screen. One is an iced coffee, other one is a hot coffee. So what happened is that an actor, someone who was engaged in the survey, he comes into a waiting area, at a waiting station, and he was holding a glass of coffee. Let's imagine for now that he was holding the iced coffee, and he just requested another person there, would you mind holding it for a second? And then he just pulled out something from his, wallet, looked at it, finished his job, put it back, and took back the glass. So the other person just held it for a minute or so. Likewise, another group of audience was met by another actor who actually had a warm or a hot coffee glass in his hand. And he offered the same thing to the other side. Would you mind please holding it for a minute? So the person held it, he did something in between, and then took the class back. That was the first part of the exercise. After about 45 minutes, the same crowd went through another exercise, and they did not know that it was an exercise actually that they were going through. So another actor came with a small piece of paper and said, hey, would you like to participate in a very small, 3 to 5 minutes exercise, and if you succeed, if you successfully answer the 3 questions here, you'll be getting $5. So people are anyway sitting, and many of them actually agreed to participate in the exercise. So what that had in that piece of paper was 3 paragraphs, and it was like a story. So the questions, the 3 questions it had was about the character, the type of character in that particular story. So the question was, how was that character? Very interestingly, very, very interestingly, those people who held the iced coffee glass before, they mentioned that the character in that story was very cold, right? Not very warm, damp looking, very unfocused and very cold. And people who held the hot coffee glass, they mentioned that the person in that, that story, the character in the story was very warm, was very gentle, was very presentable, was very positive, very interesting. So what happened is, the priming that had happened by holding on to the iced coffee or the hot coffee had actually played a role in their priming through that environment. So the environment actually worked as a priming agent for that. So they got primed by the environment itself, right? So for us to achieve a peak state, we have to go against it. We have to plan the way we want to create a priming in our mind. This is precisely the reason when you walk into restaurants, good banks, and good offices, it has nice soft music, air freshener, and so on. That also creates a priming. When you walk into a customer service center, the smell of it, the look of it, the smile of people, everything works as, in creating priming in your mind. So I hope this is enough for you to understand that only when we go to a peak state in our mind is when we can do the best works in our life. For me to decide big and take a massive action, I need to be at the peak of my mental state. Moving on, second one was finding your passion. Part of it has been covered when we did the purpose of living exercise. So here you need to answer, what do you love? What do you hate? What are you passionate about? What do you really want from life? And what really drives you in life? Is it money? Is it prestige? Is it recognition? Is it connection? Is it significance? Is it contribution? Remember the 6 needs I mentioned in the leadership training? I'm not sure how many of you remember. If some of you remember, it will be extremely pleasing if you can put that. Whoever puts the 6 needs first in the comments will also receive a special award, and our admin team will definitely capture the name. 6 needs that drives all the human actions in this world. I shared this in the Leadership for Growth training, so I'll be very happy if you could write that. So this stage is about finding your passion. So for you to create that momentum in life, you need to know what moves you positively, what does not move you positively. Moving on, next is decide, commit, and resolve. So you need to have answers to these 2 questions. What are 2 decisions you have made in the past? Please write it down, it's very important. What are the 2 decisions you made in the past that have positively shaped your life? Please write the question. If you want, you can take a picture as well with your phone, or take a screenshot if required. So what are the 2 decisions you have made in the past that have positively shaped your life? And how did they change your life for better? What happened really in your life? How did the positive things happen after the decisions that you made? 2 big decisions. Second one is going forward. What are 2 new decisions you are committed to making now, and how will they powerfully improve you or your life forever? So 2 things, gentlemen and ladies, boys and girls. In the past, I made 2 major decisions which helped me to shape my life. And I also want you to write down so that you can relate, you can really dig deep inside you and find out how did they change your life for better. Second question is, what are the 2 new decisions you are committed to making now, and how will they powerfully improve your life forever. Make this decision tonight. Don't wait for tomorrow. Yeah? I hope you have written these 2 questions. Let me move on. Take a massive action, not a small action, gentlemen and ladies, boys and girls. Intelligently employed massive action can be a cure-all, moving forward for life. So get a proven model. Example, you want to become an athlete, right? You want to run, let's say. You want to become a sprinter. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. There are so many athletes out there, world best, world number 1, world number 2, and many of their success models are already available as knowledge. Try to follow that. Speed up, your rate of growth. Don't try. If this is not there, if you're thinking of something that does not exist in this world, then you might as well want to create a model for yourself. Then it's not good enough just to find or get a proven model. You now need to have a plan how to go about it. For example, a lot of people are going for this keto diet these days. Even I know, but I have not gone for it. I did not make a plan for it. But when I make a plan for it, I can also achieve anything good that it has, anything good that the keto has. So get a proven model, get a plan, and do something immediately before leaving the site of setting your goal. Urgency is power. Please remember that. Once you have a plan, don't put it on the drawer. Carry it with you. Carry it in your heart. Carry it in your phone. Carry it in your tab. Carry it in your laptop. Carry it in your wallet. Every single day, look at that. That these are the actions that I've committed to change my life, and I'll have to take these massive actions. I repeat, it has to be massive actions. And finally, be smart. Even though we know about this, the abbreviated one here, and we know the D abbreviation: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So this one is about being honest with yourself. You've got a strategy now. You've got a plan now, right? In terms of changing your life, in terms of achieving that momentum in life. So you need to check that strategy regularly. Change it regularly if it is not fitting, your requirement. Re-engineer it as many times as you need. Reinforce it if there are certain things good, certain things bad. Make sure you, focus on them appropriately, and then strengthen it. You made a strategy some time back, right? For example, you made a strategy that you'll go to the gym thrice in a week or 4 days in a week. Then you try to strengthen that. Go and speak to the instructor. How can I also do something with my food? Yeah, how can I have a nutritious food to strengthen this strategy? Yeah, likewise, and then measure very often. Continuously measure if you're actually making progress. Assess whether it's giving you the emotional reward that you want. You have planned this, particular thing, particular goal, particular strategy, because you want to achieve something out of this. You want to feel good about it. So check on a timely manner, time to time, please check whether it is actually helping you to achieve the emotional reward that you wanted to achieve. Reinforce what works and take new actions to continue the momentum, and continuously take new action. So that was the last bit of the steps that we talked about. If I may quickly go back so that we all remain focused in what we are talking about. We are talking about this driving force, which is known as the science of momentum. We talked about putting ourselves in the peak state, then finding our passion, focusing on that, and then decide, commit, and resolve immediately. Take massive actions and be smart, remaining honest, revise the strategy as many times as we want, and take appropriate action so that it can help us to achieve the goals in life. If you're happy so far, if you have questions so far, please write it down. I'll give you a minute or so. If you have managed to relate it, please write it on the comment. Let me know if it is going good. Let me know if you're aligned with what I'm delivering. Let me know if you have any questions even at this stage before we proceed to the next stage. If you are good with it, just write "I'm good with it," or just write "I understood." So while you reflect, maybe I can quickly repeat on this. For you to take big decisions in life, important decisions in life, you have to take yourself to the peak state of your mind and body. You need to find your passion, which really moves you, what you like. You also need to know, of course, what you hate. That will kill your passion. And then decide, commit, and resolve. Take the proper strategies. and take immediate action and big action. And finally, be smart, remain honest to yourself. If the strategy is working fine, if not, change it, modify it, brush it up, and continuously take action. Are you good so far? Are you happy? Please write if you're happy. Let me know if I can proceed. Let me also check if I have some questions so far. I'm not sure if... Okay, so it looks like we have less questions and people are really enjoying. And of course, I got the top 3 answers from Tanmay Ghosh, Samuel Hussain Nabid, and Masood Chaudhary. Congratulations. You will be notified soon by our team about the reward that will be waiting for you. So if you are happy so far, is there a question that is coming up? What are the strategies? What are the strategies to be focused? Oh, that's very interesting. Just one thing that I will mention, Mr. What's his name one more time? Mr. Ghulam Rabbi, right? I mentioned about 90, 90, and 1 rule, that for the next 90 days, the first 90 minutes of your day, commit just to do one thing. That's why it's called 90, 90, and 1. It is proven. It has been, practiced in many parts of the world. All the big people have utilized this, so you can also do it to bring focus in your life. What this would mean that you have to wake up very early in the morning, by 5 a.m. latest. You wake up at a time when the whole world remains calm. It discharges the best energy. You feel fantastic even to breathe. And focus on the most important task for that particular day. So much before the world gets busy, noisy, and it creates a lot of distraction for you. You wake up in the morning, you focus on that one important task for the day, and keep doing that for the next 90 days. I can almost guarantee you, those of you who are viewing and listening, if any of you do that for the next 90 days, you will come back looking for a dinner, and I'll be happy to join. So I hope, Mr. Rabbi, that gave you a satisfactory answer. How can I be motivated if I work all along from scratch? How can I be motivated if I work? Okay, if I have understood you right, which means what you're trying to ask is, if I'm just starting a job, how can I be motivated? In fact, I would return the question to you. If you're starting a job, that would mean actually that you have reasons to start that job. And please remember, when I meet young crowd, I always tell them, instead of having goals in life, goals are like limited. It gives you a finite life. I always encourage them to have a purpose, have a reason for life. 10-minute school, Ayman. Why is it flourishing? Why is that, growing every single day? Because it's not a goal. It's really a purpose, a reason that they're chasing. Why Mission Save Bangladesh became, so much successful in taking relief to the people who need it during this pandemic. Because again, it was formed for a reason. Vidyananda, same reason, right? You name any great thing, BRAC, same reason. So you name any big thing, anything that you see as successful, any big initiative, any good initiative, it's not because they had a goal only. It's because they had a big reason to help others, So to please make sure that when you are starting something from the scratch, you have actually thought in your mind clearly, and you're passionate about it. You have good reason for doing that job. That's how you feel motivated. Okay, we'll now move on to another great section after we have finished the momentum part. Please start taking notes. An extraordinary life comes from unrelenting commitment to focus on constant improvement in the 7 areas of life. So your commitment has to be unrelenting. Can't get tired. It has to be a laser sharp focus. And focusing on what? Constant improvement in 7 areas. Tony Robbins called this the pyramid of mastery. The 7 areas of constant growth for an extraordinary life. Yeah, in the next slide, you'll actually see it in big, so you can write down from there. So this is a pyramid of mastery. If we can constantly focus on the growth in this 7 area, we are bound to achieve, or we are guaranteed to achieve, personal excellence. So moving on, the first one is physical body. And this actually follows a hierarchy, interestingly. Yeah, so I'll talk about all these in a minute. Just write down the 7 areas first. After that, emotions and meaning, which we partly covered. Then relationship, then time, then work, career, and mission. Then finances, and finally, celebrate and contribute in a spiritual sense. So I repeat from the bottom, or the first one rather. Physical body, emotions and meaning, relationship, time, work, career, and mission, finances, and celebrate and contribute, the spiritual sense. I'll probably come back one more time if you have not captured this so far. So let's begin. The first one is physical body. If you don't master your body, your capacity to maximize your health, energy, and vitality, then all the money, career success, or contribution in this world will be worthless. If you don't have the fitness, if you don't master your body. So you can't experience an extraordinary quality of life without the vehicle. The body is the vehicle that's going to help you create it. So what's the point? I use this analogy sometimes. What's the point of working like hell throughout your life and then ending up in your mid-age, ending up visiting Apollo Hospital with your BM? Makes no sense, right? So you need to take care of your body before anything else. Second one is emotions and meaning. We talked about it. And emotion equals feeling. Feeling equals, meaning equals to, feeling, and feeling equals to emotion. So what type of meaning you give in your life is the type of feeling you create about anything in your life. Example, right now in this pandemic, if you receive a wedding invitation, how would you feel? You probably think the host has gone crazy, right? Because during this pandemic time, we are maintaining social distancing and so on. So it's not the time to go and celebrate and so on. So, and in these 3 months' time, when you and I are locked up in following this lockdown for reasons, the type of habit or the type of meaning that will develop about certain things. For example, this wedding, as I mentioned, during this pandemic time. Anytime at a later date, God forbid, if we have another crisis, and if another wedding takes place, I'll actually feel the same, because I have repeatedly told myself in my mind that during this pandemic, having a wedding invitation is not a good thing to do, a good thing to go for, right? I should not attend. So the type of focus we have in life is the type of feeling we get, and the type of feeling we get is the type of meaning we create, and that's the type of emotion we hold. So without mastering the meaning and emotion, you will always be at the mercy of life's challenges. Having a firm grasp of your emotion frees you to be proactive rather than reactive to changes you face. Now, anytime there's a change, if you're the type of meaning you give to change, change means botheration, change means hard work, change means extra pressure. If that's the type of meaning you give to your to any change that happens to you, so next time when there's a change, you will feel bad about it. You will feel stressed about it. So you need to grow in your emotions and meanings in a way so that you focus on the possibilities. You see prospects in everything that happens in life. Next area is relationship. If you spend your time trying to solve all your relationship problems, but you haven't even mastered your emotions, it's a recipe for disaster. So the next area to grow for is relationship, because that makes a super impact or a very heavy impact in our lives. So for us to personally grow, if you're not married, it's your parents, family, your siblings, your friends. If you're married, it's definitely your spouse, your children, your in-laws, your community, society, and all those. The relationships in the office, relationship with boss and colleagues, other people in the community. So that's another area that we need to grow. Every time you have an opportunity, I keep saying this, every interaction is an opportunity for growth. Every interaction, trust me. You either learn something, or you get something, or you know better about something. So it's always growth. So the second area where you need to expand on a regular basis, on a constant basis, is relationship. Next one is time. You must determine how you focus and spend your time in order to create a successful career. We spend an amazing amount of time now on social media, on the handheld devices, on smartphone, and so on. The average across the world is about 2.1 hours every day. Just imagine the amount of time you're wasting every single week. If it is for useful, of course, for something useful that is happening now, attending a knowledge sharing session or learning something, that's something else. But just spending, time around in Facebook and, trying to figure out who is doing what, right, is not very useful. So when you have a purpose, let me give you a small tip and you can write it down. You can draw a quick matrix, going forward that you can follow. All the tasks that you do, you divide them in what are the things that you are forced to do and what are the things that you chose to do. And that is your vertical, the two columns, forced to do and chose to do. On the left-hand side is forced to do, right-hand side is chose to do. And then you draw two horizontal rows, purpose-related and purpose-unrelated. Purpose-related, purpose-unrelated. So you get 4 boxes now. The first box is tasks that you do which are purpose-related and you are forced to do. And the second box on the right is purpose-related but you chose to do. Third box at the bottom left is forced to do, purpose-unrelated. On the right-hand side, the fourth box is purpose-unrelated but chose to do. Quick examples. Many times we take our job as a forced-to-do thing and we don't find any, of course it's connected to our purpose, but when you're forced to do, you have one type of result. When you chose to do, you have another type of result. Earning or gaining knowledge, reading a book, praying, and all those are probably on the chose to do box related to purpose. And then purpose unrelated but forced to do. Sometimes for social reasons, we end up in a party, going to a wedding ceremony and so on. And on the right-hand side at the bottom is chose to do and purpose unrelated. Facebooking, drinking, whining, dancing, and so on. So amazingly, if you allocate time on these 4 quadrants, you would notice that between box 1 and 3, which is forced to do, you spend between 60 to 80% of your time. Part of it is purpose related, but you're forced to do. Part of it is purpose unrelated, but you're forced to do. And only about 20% on the other side. But the research, the study on the most effective people in the world shows that they spend largest amount of their time on second box, which is purpose related and chose to do. If they do a job, that's chose to do. They decide what to do. If they gain knowledge, if they do exercise, if they do charity, everything is chose to do and purpose related. So they spend 60% plus time on the second box, which is purpose related and chose to do, and the balance elsewhere. So imagine in case 1, where you and I spend 60 to 80% time being forced to do, versus the effective people spending over 60% time on chose to do and purpose related, whose life will have a better management of time? You have the answer. So we need to grow with our time. Time is most precious in our life. We must use that on a daily basis very, very consciously. Then I've combined work, career, mission. That was one section. Finance, another section, and celebration and contribution as other. Once you have discovered how to add value in your work, career, and mission, you can now create a plan to grow your wealth. So you need to grow every single day on your work, on your career, on your mission, the reasons for your being, having a plan, following that plan, and going steps. And then you need to grow spiritually as well. And your capacity to celebrate and contribute is at the top of the pyramid, because you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor until you have sowed the right seeds. So remember the 6 needs we talked about before. 2 of them were spiritual need, growth and contribution. So for you to reach there, if you don't do the other 6 priorities, other 6 areas, before reaching to the celebration and contribution, then you will not enjoy the benefit of growing and contributing. So you need to focus on all these 7 areas on a regular basis, on a constant basis, to actually achieve excellence in your life. How has it been so far? If I could know from the audience. We have just one last thing before we move on. Awesome. So just to close this particular section, please take a little exercise which I want you to do afterwards. Many of you may have heard of Wheel of Life. I'm not going to explain what is Wheel of Life now, but I just want you to do this little exercise for yourself. Yeah, here it is. You need to create a Wheel of Life which has this, 7 sections in it, and score yourself between 0 and 10 in all the 7 areas. And what do? You take one area at a time. For example, you take body or health as one section. Then you grade yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 first, on the basis of where you are today. So if you are greatly maintaining your body, you're greatly maintaining your health, then it could be high score, above 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're not, then it can be below or average and so on. And then you also mark where you really want to be. The Wheel of Life is a fantastic tool. If you want to learn further, you can Google and find a lot more details there. This will show you, this will actually really help you to refocus in your life. For example, on the body side, on your health side, you think your ideal state is 9 or 10, but you're currently at 5. On the other hand, some other less important area from those 7 areas, let's say finance, you're probably very good. You're 10 out of 10. But now when you relook at this and ask yourself, where should I be really? Is it really necessary for me to be at the 10 all the time? Or I can manage with 8? So maybe it's a matter of refocusing your attention a little bit, reducing a little bit of focus from your finance and increasing a little bit focus on your health. I hope you're getting it. If you're getting it, say yes. So you need to draw 2 sets of scores, gentlemen, ladies, boys and girls, that of those 7 areas that we talked about, do a little exercise, create a map. The first one is score your current position from 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, 10 being the best. And then you create another list where you should rate yourself with regard to where you want to be going forward, where you really want to be. What is your ideal situation? Then when you see the difference, then you may have to reduce priority in some areas and increase priorities in some other areas and create a balanced life. I hope you found it useful. If you're okay so far, please write, I'm doing great, or feeling fantastic, or say it's going great. Is it going great? Just write if it is going great, quickly. One last thing I want to share before we move out from this today. All right, if you're done, please let me know. We are moving on to the last part, and this is a very exciting part, my final tips for tonight. Let me put the screen back. Let me read some of the comments and see if I have to answer a few things before I. Really great, going great. Awesome. I'm feeling great too that you're still around, you're enjoying the learning. Highly motivated, having enthusiastic fuels. Awesome. Yeah, that's my fuel for giving you more. So keep motivating me so that I feel motivated, and I'm happy to be motivated by you. Fantastic. All right, yeah, I can see a few Thank you very much. So let's move on to the last part of the talk today for personal excellence or personal mastery. If you have noticed, we have covered a few things tonight. We started talking about what personal excellence is about, right? It's a matter about having that fire inside your belly, having that sense of urgency, having that desire to really go beyond the normal you and succeed. Then we talked about uh, how we create momentum in life. Then we talked about the pyramid of the 7 things, that we need to focus on and continuously grow to achieve extraordinary life. And we ended up with a little exercise that you promised me that you will undertake after this session. Is you do a listing, if possible, spend 15 minutes after this session tonight, that list those 7 areas and mark yourself between 0 to 10 based on where you stand now. And then you create another column next to it with regard to grade yourself in a scale of 0 to 10 with regard to where you really want to be going forward. So my best wishes, and then you create a map when you know that there's a difference between where you are and where you wish to be. You need to have a plan and then follow it on a daily basis, but your ultimate objective for a fulfilling life will be actually to grow in all these 7 areas constantly. So thanks for being with us so far. My final tips for tonight, you can write this down, a few keys to extraordinary life. The first one is delete the people who steal your joy. You have heard of this power of association and all this great stuff. Now, I also want to re-emphasize on that. If you have people who create negative energy with you, if you have people who irritate you all the time, if you have people who always make you feel small, you really need to eliminate them. And of course, I'm not asking you to eliminate your siblings, your brothers, your parents. There could be friends, there could be relatives, probably, you have to, by meeting them every week, it reduces your energy, you feel bad about it. So what I'm really suggesting is instead of meeting them once in a week, maybe meet them once in a month or once in many months. So try to reduce their time in your life so that they don't take away your joy. Because remember, we started talking about the peak state. For you to have a joyful life, a fulfilling life, you need to eliminate anything that reduces that in your life. So you need to delete people. It sounds very harsh, not deleting in the sense you are terminating them, right? Eliminating them, but you're reducing your time with them. Second one is very strong, very, very powerful. Everything that happens to you is for your growth. Now, look at this pandemic now that we are in. Is it really only bad? Yes, it's very bad. It's killing people. It's affecting people. It's slowing down the economy. So many negatives. I totally, totally agree. And I'm totally, totally aware. But I'm also aware of something very, very important, that this pandemic is teaching us certain lessons for life, that we have to relook, reflect in our life. We need to reprioritize the way we run this world. Money is not everything. Right? Bullets are not everything. War is not everything. It's a matter of coexistence. It's a matter of creating a nicer, greener, more friendly world where we can coexist, where we love for each other irrespective of, religion, race, how we look, what's the color of the skin, whether you're from West, I'm from East, or North and South, doesn't matter. It's a matter of relooking and reflecting. The world, during this pandemic, which never happened over the last 100 years, has taught us that more than any time before, this is the time to relook and reflect. This is the time to redefine how we exist in this world. This is the time to pay more attention to all the living beings. So make sure that everything, this pandemic is a classic example. Everything that happens to you is for your growth, which means you are either learning something that is helping you to grow, right? Or you're actually getting something good and growing, right? Maybe even you are missing something, you try something and you fail, which means this is not the right methodology. So that's also a growth. You know that this process will not work. Thirdly, when you own your morning, you'll elevate your life. Super powerful. Remember the wise words from our childhood that we learned? Early to bed and early to rise make you so and so. Yeah? Now, we have not paid much attention. We just, heard it somewhere, but not paid much attention. We feel as if sleeping is the best thing to do. Now, if you look at the way the world is designed, the ecology, the geography, the earth itself, the days and nights, the routines in the world that you have. Early morning is the best time when the world discharges. You need to get up before the sun gets up, before the sun rises. And that's precisely the reason every religion has some very early morning prayer. Get up in the morning, do a great priming, do some exercise, take care of your body, refocus on the priorities, express your gratitude. That's it. Do some activity, take care of your body, express gratitude, and connect to the Lord. That's all. If you can do that consistently in your life, you'll have a lot more focus, a lot more effective you will become, because you'll be finishing the most important task of your day before the entire world has got up, before your phone starts ringing, before anyone, creates any distraction in life. So when you own your morning, you'll alleviate your life. These are actually from Robin Sharma. Next one is do much more quality work than busy work. What we are really saying here is be much more interested in simplicity and much less interest in complexity. Be a purist than a generalist. Do 2 things, 3 things only. If you're reading a book, read a book very carefully. Do it by heart, read it by heart, understand the meaning. Instead of having thousands of friends, have a selected number of friends and grow the relationship. Always focus on simplicity, normal things, small things. Now, the world is so designed today that we become so fed up when I see somebody else is having something, I don't have it. I want to have everything in the world and get frustrated because I can't have everything in the world. Instead, the success formula is for you to have an extraordinary life. Make your life simple from tonight. Forget about getting everything in life. We can't get everything. And the more you think of that, the more frustrated you become, more stressful you become, right? If you're great at something, some work, only focus on those. Keep doing those repeatedly. Don't try to do everything that the whole world does. All your friend lists, the society does. If you have many, as I said, if you have many friends in Facebook, try to focus on limited number of them. Build the relationship. Take advantage of the relationship of sticking together. So do much more quality than being too busy. Next one, it doesn't matter what other people are doing. All that matters is who you are becoming and how far you have traveled. What that really means, stop focusing on what others are doing. Keep doing a great work in yourself, right? Just by focusing on others, you're forgetting to take a step for yourself. So keep focusing, yeah. What really matters is you becoming, and how far you have, who you are becoming and how far you have traveled in your life. So stop focusing on what is happening elsewhere, who's doing what, right? You look at some status in Facebook, get frustrated. He has done that, I have to do that as well, right? No, not that. You need to really focus on how you grow on a daily basis, right? If you focus on everybody else is doing, then you lose your attention, you lose your energy. Yeah, I don't want you to do that. Please focus on things that you are doing, because you will be judged by how you're growing, what you are becoming, and how far you're going. I often say this to any of the personal development training, that instead of focusing on what you can become, you should focus on what you should become. There's a big difference. What you can become is more linked to the past. Let's do a quick polling. How many of you think our past determines our future? If you think your past determines your future, please write, I think. Now I'll just wait for 15 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's only one person who thinks that the past determines the future. Yeah, so I'm happy that not many are writing. So the gentleman, the friend whoever you're writing that you think past determines the future, here is the message. Past does not determine the future. Where I was born has got nothing to do with where I will end up, right? Saqib Al-Hasan was not born as the best cricketer in the world. He was born in a normal family like you and I, right? Then he grew to that level. So what I do today will determine my tomorrow. Not who I was yesterday will determine my tomorrow. If you are a lazy person today, if you decide tonight that enough is enough, as I said right at the beginning, if you remember the Tony Robbins says dialogue, they say our decisions that decides our destiny, not the conditions. So I am born in a poor family, so I cannot grow, I cannot become rich. That's a complete no sense, right? So you've got to understand the decision that you make today will determine your destiny. So going back to this point, it doesn't matter what other people are doing. All that matters is who you are becoming and how far you have traveled. So you become a better you every day. That should be your promise. Because success actually does not mean reaching a destination. Success means continuously beating your past score, continuously becoming a better you on a daily basis. The last one here is the most loving person in the room wins. What that really means, gentlemen, ladies, boys, and girls, wherever you are, at home, in the community, at school, in the college, university, at the work, in the community and society, create love for everything around you. Human, other living being, the Mother Earth. Every time you are in an interaction with somebody, express your love in a way that you are there to help. You're not there to harm. You're there to help that other person to grow. That gives the best meaning in life. When we give, we feel better. When we contribute, we feel more fulfilled. You can actually see that everywhere in your life. Look at your mother. As I say, a mother is the best example of a leader who throughout her life keeps giving. And that's how she feels great. That's why we all consider her as a leader. Follow that, embrace that philosophy in your life. If you become the most loving person in the room, you will win anyway, because when you give love to others, love comes to you. So with that, I will end the presentation bit for today, and just a quick reminder from John C. Maxwell that people do not decide their future, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. So all through, from the beginning till the end, we talked about certain practices, rituals that I encourage you to do on a daily basis. I hope you have found it useful, because these are all proven tools. I have not created them. The best people in the world, 30, 40, 50 years, some are 100 years old. They have, researched and found out that this is what works. Practice them, it is guaranteed to bring success in your life. And as I said, I do not share anything that I do not believe that works. That's me, that's how I have been, that's my values in life. So every time I stand in front of audience, I only share things that I believe that works. I hope you have found it useful. Let me see for a final check if a few more questions are waiting for me. And so far, if it has gone good, if you have benefited, please express your mind in the comments if you think it has gone well so far and you've really benefited. Okay, someone has said. Okay, I think one question is beautiful. I really want everyone to take a note of that. I'm not sure who has sent this. How can we practice personal mastery on our daily life? Please suggest an exercise. So please take your notebook. I'm really happy that you asked this. Please take your notebook and write down. We call it 11-point day. It's very useful. I learned it from Sensei some time back when I was the consultant. So portion of it I'll be actually sharing, which I think will be useful for you. In the morning, you prepare a list first. First one is reading your purpose. Let me actually see if I can bring that in the screen from somewhere. And it will be useful for you. Let's see. Yeah, luckily I got this. So let me put it on the screen. You can capture it with your camera for now. And one of you have asked, this is in response to the question that some of you have asked, that how can we practice personal mastery on our daily life? Please suggest an exercise. So this is for your personal excellence, and here it is. If you have read the purpose for a day, this is something that you should do every morning. Give yourself 1 point. Then you do a mental rehearsal of the day right in the morning. If you have done that as well, you are actually scoring yourself at night. But you have this list going for the next 21 days. And then afterwards, you don't have to, put it in black and white. It will work in your head. And you'll be able to praise yourself out of 11, what's your score today. So the first one is, if you have read your purpose, give yourselves a point. If you have done a mental rehearsal of the big works for that day, give yourself 1 point. Yesterday's B2, remember I shared a matrix 2 by 2, where you had some work which you were forced to do, some works which you were chosen to do. So B2 was the box of purpose related and chose to do, if you remember. So the main works, you should have a very conscious drive to move many of your works to box B2, where you spend a large amount of your day's time on things that are related to your life purpose, and you chose to do them. You peacefully do them. You decide to do them. You don't become forced. Even if you're working in an office, that is also should become a chose to do thing. So yesterday's B2 means you had some pending task yesterday. If you have done that today, also give yourself a point. And then 3 B2s for today. You had certain important tasks that you do on a regular. For example, it could be prayer, it could be some other important task. So if you have done that today, for each of them, give yourself 1 point. So get 3 points. If you have done a little bit of physical exercise, give yourselves 1. If you have taken care of nutrition and rest today, give yourself 1. Sharpen the saw is actually spend, this is my one other suggestion that I did not give here, I gave it in the Leadership Excellence program. Spend about 60 minutes every day learning something new. This is on the Sharpen the Saw, which is from one of the best habits from Dr. Stephen R. Covey. Out of the 7 habits, is one of the best one. So if you have learned something new, give yourself 1. Then share something with somebody, enlighten somebody else. If you have done that, give yourself another point. And the last one is mental review. It's a review of the whole day, assessing how the day went. And out of these 11 points, keep giving you a score for the next 21 days and track your progress. Once you have done that for 21 days, you can do it in your head. I hope you have found this useful. So we'll move back to the last part. This is time for me to say goodbye. And before I do that, let me remind you what John C. Maxwell said one more time. Yeah, here we go. So people do not decide their future. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. So you have got a few tools today. If you practice them for next 21 days, or even better, 90 days if you can, you actually embed them in you as your new habits, and your habits will take you to the destiny where you aspire to go. I hope you found it useful. The last message for all the viewers from home and abroad are, we have a few programs which are run the most across the country, and many times outside the country. So with the changed training and development situation, where we're moving many of our training online, so those of you who will be interested, you'll be given a list of 5 training to choose from, and you'll be able to attend 3 of them. So from a list of 5, you'll be choosing 3 for yourself. And the great news that I'm here to share with you and leave it with you for your assessment and feedback, that from the list of 5, which will of course include the 3 webinars that we did, leadership, negotiation, and personal excellence, we might have stress management, mindfulness, communication secrets, and the best programs that MindMapper has. So you will be getting a list of 5. From there, you can choose 3 best training of your requirement, and those 3 will be run online, instructor-led online. I'll be doing it myself, and you'll be doing it at 1/3 of the regular cost. So, for example, if it were 12,000 for a training in Bangladeshi Taka, 3 trainings would cost you 36,000 plus 15% VAT. When you do it online, it will be 1/3 of that. So with 1/3 of the cost, you will do the exact training online with me. Those of you who will be interested, you need to write to us in the MindMapper. You can send a message over the next 24 hours. It has to be within the next 24 hours so that we can record your details and get back to you that you are selected for the training. So those of you who will be interested to do the best 3 trainings of your choice at 1/3 of the cost of the regular cost, do let us know within the next 24 hours and we'll get back to you. We express our gratitude to all the companies which subscribe to this program. Bangla Link, if you're still listening, I'm sure it's still there. We are much grateful that you're here. A good number of colleagues from Grameen Phone, Robi Aziata, maybe Bata, Barjar, all other organizations who are participating today in big number. Thank you very much. All our friends from abroad, it has been great serving you, and I sincerely look forward to serve you more. And please do keep me in your prayers. I want to remain healthy. I really pray to remain healthy so that I can serve more in this world, reach out to more people and make an impact in this world. We'll be soon back with the details of the further 5 trainings. Those of you who will contact us over inbox in MindMapper, please drop your contact details so that we can get back to you, and only let us know that you'll be interested to enroll for 3 programs at the cost of 1. And here's my final message, as I always see, as you can see on the screen. Just for a second, if you could focus on that. And I keep saying that life will always have up and down, and it's up to us to decide whether I focus on possibilities or whether I focus on problems. So my humble invitation to each one of you would be to focus on possibilities and create a better world. Thank you once again wholeheartedly for being with us for all these programs so far, and we look forward to being with you in the months and years ahead. Let's all pray for each other's well-being. Thank you very much once again, and good night.